Open your mind's door to J-Snip 4. Open your mind's door to J-Snip 4. American dream, relocated to Tennessee. Now he's on 10 acres, GMO free. Planting info seeds in the minds of the sheep.
Well, I'm reading that today, somewhere in New Orleans, a decent sized area, people woke up early in the morning, eyes burning, throats burning, something's in the air, breathing it in, basically poison, you know. Oh, Exxon, I think it was Exxon, they said. Exxon had some kind of release of benzene, 10 pounds of benzene or benzyne something, and 100 pounds of hydrogen sulfide, something like that. And the rapid response team that went there to investigate, the director says, no, it couldn't have just been 10 pounds and 100 pounds. No chance. It was a lot more than that. But who's to say how much it was? Well, let's see. What can we go back to say, well, has this ever happened before? Matter of fact, there was an Exxon Valdez oil spill, and I'm pretty sure that time they said it was less than it was. And let's see, what was the most recent one? Oh, that's right. BP Gulf of Mexico oil spill. Massive amount of oil spilled there. Oh, it was, remember those numbers? I remember doing videos on this. Remember the numbers? Oh, it's only, I can't even remember now. You know, there was like, oh, it's just 2 million barrels a day, you know, as if that's not enough, or not a lot. It was something like that. And then after investigating the size of the puncture, you know, of the ground spewing out, it was estimated to be, you know, 30 to 40 barrels. I don't know if it was a day, a minute, you know, per minute. It was like something ridiculous. It was so long ago, I can't remember, so forgive me. But they started off telling you it was this little chicken shit amount. It's not as bad as you guys think. We've got ROVs with cameras. We'll let you see it. And then they put them on loop. Remember that? Remember that? They put it on loop. So, hey, isn't that the same thing we saw? People started recognizing we're watching the same video over and over and over again. And they called BP out on that. Oh, okay, all right. Trust us this time. Now we'll give you the live feed. And then it seemed like after they got called out, then it seemed like they finally did let you see a live feed. And there was like 4 or 5 different cameras you can watch. And then strangely enough, that camera would go out for a while. Hey, that camera's turned off. Oh, now that camera over there is turned off. Oh, well, the other 3 cameras are still on. Let's go look at those. Oh, it's showing nothing. It's showing the bottom of the Gulf of Mexico at some sandbar out, you know, 5,000 feet below sea level. Oh, there's a little sand down there. Let's focus those 3 cameras. Those cameras are on for you bozo clown peasants to see. The other cameras, because we're really screwing things up, you can't see. We need to hide that. So down for maintenance, you know, down for maintenance, whatever. And don't you remember, BP was basically telling Obama and not the FDA, the EPA, what they were going to do. EPA is like, no, you can't do this, you got to do. And BP said, no, we're going to go and get that. It reminds me of John Corzine's last name, like Corzine, or I can't, Corexit, that's what it was. Corexit 57, you know, like Heinz 57. Oh, but can I get some Corexit 57 on my burger, please? They're dumping that crap in there to ball up the oil so that it didn't come up and go across the top of the water where everybody could see whoever was flying over, helicopters, planes. No. In that case, we'll just ball it up under the ocean there, under the Gulf, to where it'll just sit and rot away for, you know, a decade or 2, and hopefully we'll just keep pumping in more Corexit, which is killing everything in the area, and just hide that. They told the EPA what they were going to do, and the EPA said, no, that's not how we do things. You can't use that stuff in that quantity, whatever. You got to do something else. And they basically said, no, we're not, and just continued to do it. And remember how we've set $1 billion aside for any lawsuits. Right. So here we have another oil company spewing crap out, poisoning people, choking, red eyes, crying, throat, you name it. It was just 10 pounds of Corzine, whatever it was, Corzine, John Corzine, it reminded me of that name, and a benzoid, whatever it was, and 100 pounds of hydrogen sulfide. That's all. the rapid response team director, whatever. No, that's not possible. You're not going to release 100 pounds and 10 pounds of something else, so net total 110 pounds, and say, you know, this whole entire area, and not all of New Orleans, but a good area amount from what I read, woke up smelling this, coughing, choking, red eye, you know, that kind of thing. And if you didn't have it that bad, you still could smell stuff. You know, you didn't get the poisoning factor times 10, you just got the poisoning factor times like 2. 100 pounds. Yeah. Well, who's the one issuing the statement? Who is the one? I mean, was there a guy there? Did the government come in, the EPA come in and read some kind of, you know, spillometer? Oh, the spillometer says it was 500 pounds. No, there's no such thing. So what do? We got to go to the guy that caused the problem, the guy that spilled it. So in this case, another big oil company, of course, Exxon. What happened? Oh, we had a little minuscule spill. How much do you think you spilled? 10 pounds of that stuff over there, and 100 pounds of Heinz 57. Excuse me, Heinz 57. Special formula for oil. And that's all. Why would they say it was less? Well, again, history. Why did BP say it was only 2 million barrels a minute a day, whatever the hell it was, and not 30 that it really turned out to be? Because they get fined per amount, per barrel, per whatever, is how they get fined. So naturally, we can't have this mistake of ours, which some claim wasn't a mistake, it was on purpose. Anyways, we can't have that eating into our profits. We are a company, we've got shareholders. I don't care about animals in the ocean. I don't care about human beings who are also going to suffer, who do the cleanup, just like the ones who suffered and died. No one who did the Exxon Valdez oil spill cleanup, not one human being that was part of the actual cleanup of that lived past the age of like 51, 52, somewhere in that neighborhood. I remember this because, again, I was doing videos on the BP oil spill, and all that information I researched, found it, etc. To my lovely subscribers, got you all that information. No, you're not going to hear that on Fox News. No, you're not going to hear that on any mainstream media, because all mainstream media gets their news from two sources, mainly one: Reuters or AP, Associated Press, who are Rothschild companies. So all news is regurgitated that comes out of there. And all people you see on Fox News, oh, we've got news today, such and such. Doesn't matter if it's from the market. It doesn't matter if it's just some helicopter crash. Syrian rebels, all of it comes from the Associated Press mostly, and then some from Reuters. That's the news source. So again, when you control everything in a top-down pyramid, the only information that's going to get out is what you want to get out. But there's a problem. They don't have a top-down situation on the internet. The internet can have anything on it, including bozo crap, truthful stuff, conspiracy stuff, very useful information, how to do stuff, how to figure stuff out. You know, it's all on the internet. It's like a massive encyclopedia, dictionary, everything. Again, it's probably the greatest creation in modern time. And as you know, they want to get another 9/11 event to happen on the internet, so to speak. Banking collapse, oh my God, stock market collapse, and it was done by Syrian rebels. And and Iran, add them onto the list too. And Iran did this. Your bank account's in trouble, your 401ks got destroyed, or etc., etc., etc. It was those damn towelhead terrorists over in the Middle East, freaking Syrian, not the rebels, of course, the rebels are our friends, but the Syrian country, the government, they did it along with Iran. They conspired to do this, and they did it, and they infiltrated the most powerful network, country, etc. in the world, the United States. Now we got to have a Patriot Act for the internet. And as one of the Secretary of Defense, it was like the Assistant Secretary or the, you know, whatever, from like years ago, it was on a 60 Minutes interview, and I asked, the last time I mentioned this, I asked some of my subscribers, if you guys can remember what it was from, please send it to me. And they did, in fact, send it to me, but because I haven't talked about it in so long, I don't remember which YouTube video it was now, but it's on there, and it was like a 60-minute interview, and they were talking about this whole thing, about the internet and 9/11 and this and that, and the guy, whoever was doing the interview, talking to this assistant, you know, Secretary of Defense, State, whatever the title was, I can't remember it right now, said, oh yeah, we had the Patriot Act already written. It was, that's why it got passed so fast, because it was already written. So they said, hold on, wait a minute. you guys already had legislation containing everything the Patriot Act had in it on standby, and it was basically like a, well, yeah, because you normally can't pass legislation like that unless of a big event, but we also have to prepare for an event like that in case it does happen, and it did happen, so we just issue, oh, here it is, here's legislation, go ahead and pass it. So there's not much downtime, so to speak. Oh, interesting. So the guy then asked him, hey, just out of curiosity, is there any kind of, pre-legislation like the Patriot Act was for the internet? Like if a big cyber attack happened, you can be sure of it, is basically what he said. You can, maybe not in that word, but that phrase. He basically said, absolutely, you can be sure, rest assured there is. So, God forbid if there's a cyber attack on America and the, Eurozone and the banking system collapses and the stock market collapses, wouldn't it be fantastic to funnel the bozo sheep average American clown, funnel that anger? You just got your 401k and stock market just got destroyed. And Ben Bernanke and everything he did and the trillions that we printed out of the Federal Reserve, it was fixing the problem like we said it would. And then it got destroyed in a blink of an eye because of these damn terrorists in the Middle East did this. It was Iran and it was Syria and it was this guy. And the average person, those bastards, destroyed my bank account. Maybe not your bank account, but they destroyed your retirement, your 401k, all of that stuff. Oh, gone. And that's who did it. The Fox News and CNN and MSNBC, they are going to be pounding you in the face daily, every minute, every break comes back from commercial break. Breaking news, we've got America's worst decline in the last 40 years, America's worst decline in the stock market due to a glitch on the internet, and investigators are looking at it now. Bro, stand by, okay, I've just got word right now that they're saying this was a terrorist group with Iranian ties and also Syrian ties that wiped the 401ks out. The data's gone, the backups are gone. These guys were professionals. They did this. And then they'll come out and say, see, we should have had this damn internet on lockdown long before, but you guys didn't want to pass that legislation. Well, guess what? Here's that legislation again. You want to pass it now? Oh, yeah, please pass it. I don't want my kid's 401k to get wiped out. And the stupid, idiotic, moronic American average sheeple out there will buy that crap hook, line, and sinker. But I'm kind of hoping that because of the internet, because of the information that's out there, the average sheeple, American or not, is able to start realizing, I don't really trust my government. I think they're a bunch of lying, stealing crooks, cheating, backstabbing liars. And I hope that if and when, because it's probably not an if, it's a when, that kind of thing happens, the average American say, bullcrap. I don't think Iran did it at all. I don't think the Syrian people did it. There's no way. And that they get pissed off and call out the government on it. Not that it's going to matter, because they got the Department of Homeland Security with their bulletproof checkpoints, their 2 billion, whatever it is now, rounds of ammunition, hollow point ammunition, which doesn't get used for training purposes, target practice. They only use full metal jackets. All law enforcement, all military, that's pretty much what they do. Now sure, every now and then they're going to use some hollow points for whatever kind of training purpose, but not always. Mostly it's full metal jackets. It's like, practice rounds, target round. Hollow points are made to destroy something when it hits you on the way out. So again, they're going to have that there because they already know if the American people don't buy our next false flag attack, and from the looks of it, they may not buy it because they're waking up and we're falling behind our schedule, we're going to have to kick the Department of Homeland Security up into high gear. Why else would they be doing that? Why else is there a Department of Homeland Security, as I've said 100 times? They're not the police force, they're not the FBI, they're not the CIA, they're not military personnel fighting overseas. They're not Border Patrol. What the hell are they doing? They are being created just like the Roman Empire had its own little private army for the emperor, its special class of army for the emperor himself, like a massive secret service. This will be used the same way. And as I said, I used to volunteer for the sheriff's office back in Florida, and I've been to many police departments and noticed, not in the small town environment by the way, but in every major police department in America, for sure, there is absolutely, positively a desk there with a Department of Homeland Security officer stationed there. And I'm here to tell you, it is my belief that they are there because of when the day comes, when the old executive status, executive orders kick in, and then martial law, whatever it is, they don't have to declare martial law. They've already got it covered under the executive orders. The president doesn't have to come out and say, I'm now declaring martial law. Although he could, there's no need to. All the legislation, which it isn't even legislation, it's an executive order, has already been passed, multiple ones, from this president, the past president, the one before him, etc. It's already there. All they need is an event to happen to just say, okay, we're under directive such and such executive order, go for it. Have a nice day. And then, again, my belief is that the police departments will find out, oh, just hit a bird, thank you. But it looked like it still flew away. Nice. That the Department of Homeland Security personnel will all of a sudden, via executive order status, control, top-down pyramid control, that police department, that sheriff's office, whatever it is. And the sheriff himself or the chief of police himself will be taking orders from the Department of Homeland Security. That's my belief. Remains to be seen. Whatever. How the hell did I get on that subject based off of this oil spill? I don't know. But I'm Jason it before, and I throw out bonuses because that's my pleasure.